Good morning, traders. Welcome to the maiden voyage of Journey into the Futures. Let me remind everybody, I am not an expert at this. I am learning just like you, and I just trying to keep my trading in check by maybe broadcasting this live so that I try to not do anything stupid, as most of you probably have either experiencing or have already overcome. Staying with a trade too long is my biggest problem. That's probably a most common problem of most traders. I don't really trade the open. I'm sure a lot of guys do and make a lot of money doing it, but I do nothing but lose money on the open. So I usually wait probably 10 to 15 minutes before I'll start trading. And most of my trades are pullbacks, regression to the mean, as they say, pullback to the 9 EMA or the 20 EMA, 21 EMA. You see on my chart, I have a yellow line, a turquoise line, and a red line. The yellow line is my 9 EMA, the turquoise is the 21 EMA, and then that red one is a 105 EMA. Why 105 EMA? Because that is the 21 EMA on a 5-minute chart. My main chart that I take trades on is the 1 minute, and you see I have a 5-minute on the right. So in general, if we're above the 21 EMA on the 5-minute, I'm mainly looking for longs. If I'm below it, as we are now, I would be looking for shorts. That's it. And there's some other trades I'll take. I'll take trades off of the 200 EMA. That seems to respond pretty well. I usually just wait for things to reject and then try to scalp a few points off it. I am a scalper, by the way. I do not hold trades very long. In fact, when I do hold trades, it tends to be because I'm letting them nosedive into the ground and blowing up accounts. Oh, and I should also mention that I only trade on so-called PA accounts. The two companies that I have been using right now are Apex and Bullinox. Apex is my main company, and I will have coupon codes from time to time for you guys to use. Actually, I always have a coupon code, but the discount will vary from time to time. Just missed out last night. A 90% off coupon ended. I think we're back to only 50% off. But anyway, let's see if we can get any trades today. I am, like I said, I'm going to wait for another 10 minutes or so. And since I am new to this, you'll probably hear a lot of dead air when I don't have frankly, I have a feeling I'm going to forget that I'm even live and that I need to talk. But if you want to chime in on the chat, that's very helpful, because I'm trying to learn from all of yous. At the moment, we're up about 17 points on the ES. It's about less than 0.5%. Overnight, I'm looking back till about 3 o'clock in the morning. Just basically a range, possibly a trend down, but boy, it reversed right here, didn't it? Yeah, look at that morning. That opening range is all over the place here. This green line at the top, that is the overnight open. I'm sorry, the overnight high. $38.70. Overnight low about 38.50, so only a 20-point range overnight. Is that right? Wow. That was a tight range. This is looking interesting. I like this trade here. Let's see what we got. What I'm going to see is, let me set this up here. All right. $71. Go long. Damn, I think I missed it. God damn it. Let's see if I can get in here on a pullback. I was trying to get in at the top of this bar here, but I was fumbling around so much with picking an account to trade from that I missed it. Look at that. Damn. And we missed it. That was my trade. what we were hoping for would have been 71, so 76. Didn't quite make it yet, but it will. That was my morning trade right there, and I blew it. What we did is we wait for it to pass through this 105 EMA. Nice little run up, pull back to the 9, and then go long a tick above this bar here that crossed. 76 would be there. Never did reach that, or hasn't yet, but it should. I've got my cursor there. I've got my crosshairs at 76. 76 is right there. And blew right through it. Man, that was my 5 points. Well, at least the idea was right. I knew that this live streaming was going to cause me problems because I'm fumbling around with everything except the actual trading. That was it. Yeah, that's a shame. So what I would have normally done is, I think I would have taken about 3 of my PA accounts, and I use a trade copier. The one I use is the Apex trade copier, which I think is just Replicanto that has been licensed by Apex to resell. So if you ever wanted to use a trade copier, either one of those is fine. Replicanto, I think you can get a discount on it from time to time, 10 or 20% off, so I can look for those. See, the second, it's doing, we could try this again, but it's risky. I guess we could try it for a point or two. So that would be 74 3/4. We'll see if it breaks down below, then we'll cancel this. Yeah, that's getting ugly. Let's flatten that. Now we are at the 21 again. That is weird. Mine are not lining up here. Now we could consider a long above the 21 if it rejects, I suppose. I don't know that I would go for more than a couple points on that trade, but that's breaking down. Now we're below the 105. Yep, we're just going to sit on our hands right now. I do like to take trades off of this 105 sometimes on rejection, which we are sort of getting here, but I don't know if I trust it. and maybe take it back up to the 21. Now that looks like this is starting to look kind of heavy. Let's just watch it. Looking at the news today, we have at 10 o'clock Eastern, ISM Manufacturing PMI and JOLTS job openings. Those are both high impact news, so we may want to hold off on trading until after that comes out. That's around 13 minutes from now. If we get into a trade, we definitely want to be out before that hits, though, obviously. And that's interesting. This is... For me, this is sort of a no man's land where you've got the 9 EMA above the 105. I like to see, at least for my trades, I wait until all the lower EMAs are above or below before I'll take a trade. I don't even know if I can put together some decent trend lines at this point. We're so early on. Short-term ones, obviously, but got something like this, maybe. Where do we put this? Way the hell up here. We do have a midline here that lines up nice there. So if we're at the bottom of this trend, it's rejected it, but now we're breaking out. If this is accurate, this breakout should fail. Maybe head back up. Maybe find ourselves heading towards the top of this channel, or at least the midline. Now what I would typically be looking for is this to sort of work its way up, pull back to this yellow line, which is 9 EMA, and then try to get 5 points out of it. The other possibility is this is just a trading range, but it looks like a channel. There's the open. So right back. Yeah, this is looking heavy, don't you think? Had a couple of nice rejections here, but it keeps trying to go down, and we are now below the 21 EMA, which typically would be bearish, obviously. But if this is in fact an upward channel, we would expect this to fail and perhaps find a new high. Took a little trade pre-market with a micro, picked up a point on it. I find the pre-market to be kind of unpredictable, or my patience isn't good enough for it, because you normally trade the first hour and a half of the cash market. Things move so much quicker, so when you switch gears and you start doing the pre-market, it feels like that the trade is not going to happen because it's moving so slowly, so you end up getting out. By the way, that trade that I took that you see on the screen for a point and a quarter, and that ended up getting the full 5 points, believe it or not, but it just was taking so long that I just bailed on it. You see the theme here? Holding on to losers too long and getting out of winners too early. Yep. That's what I'm working on. I do have a pivot point on my chart at 54.75, 54 3/4. Yeah, so right there, I have a pivot point on my chart. So any shorts I probably would get out by then, or if you want to be ambitious, you could take a long on rejection of 54.75. Well, at this point we have about 6 minutes until news, so I'm not going to take any trades until after that comes out, because I do not want to get stuck in a trade when that news comes out. Used to be a lot of prop firms like Top Step and others would not allow you to trade during news, but I think those have all gone away. You can trade with abandon, news or not. I choose not to because I've been burned many a time. In fact, I've had funded accounts, PAs, that, I blew just on one news trade. was sure I knew what was going to happen, and I couldn't get out of the trade. Once it moves, you could put all the stops you want, and it's going to jump right over them. At least it can, depending on the news. We've got news coming up in about a minute and a half. So we're sitting on our hands until that comes out. And you can see most people are. That's why you're just getting this little choppy little barbed wire pattern leading into it. We had some pretty decent movement from the open. And this was the trade that set up for me, but I was fumbling around with this live stream and getting my account set up that I missed it. By the time I got my order in right there, it had taken off without me. And I would have been looking for 5 points. So that would have been from 71 to... we would have needed the 5 1/4, but we'll call it 5. What got us out at 76, and you see we had room to spare. And that would have been the day, because I would have went in with 3 accounts, 2 contracts. So that would have been $1,500. Instead, you see I'm up $5.23 from a morning trade. Oh, there was our news. Just missed it. And you see we do have a reaction to it. That news was manufacturing PMI and job openings. And let's just, for curiosity's sake, let's see what those numbers were. Since it's a negative reaction, they must have been strong, I'm guessing. Mine's not coming up yet. Pretty much as expected on the PMI. Job openings. More job openings, so strong labor market. So PMI in line, job openings, 10.46 million versus 10.04 million expected. So what's that, about 400,000 more than expected? Not a huge move. In fact, we're coming right back where we started at this point, which is not a terrible strategy either, is to wait for this thing to move and then catch it on the way back at about 50%. But that's not a trade that I usually take. All right, well, now that we're past the news, we can start watching for our next trade. Well, we made a new high. We just wicked through today's high, and then we pulled back. I would say we do not have a clear trend, more of a range now. Something like that, I guess. Actually, I might even consider drawing it all the way down to here. I'm actually getting a more clear picture here on the 2000 tick chart than I am on the 1 minute. The 1 minute looks like a mess, but the 2000 tick is actually pretty orderly. This is the wrong one, so let's go to ES. Let's change this to 2000 ticks. Yeah, look how more orderly that looks. Does look heavy, doesn't it? Okay, we just blew right through our pivot point. This here is VWAP. This blue turning the purple line. I don't really trade that, but you can see that it does, the 2000 tick does obey it. See, it hit here, 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 here. It paused here. Came back and tested that pivot point. You know what I don't have on this chart? I have a lot of stuff on here that I don't want. We do want our 9 though. 20 to 200. Let's add. A 9. And I like that to be yellow. Is it right here? No, that is not it. Here it is. This is possibly interesting. Let's see if it pulls back to the 9 EMA, and then maybe we'll take a short. It's looking kind of interesting, isn't it? That would be 45.25. We're in here. Let's see what we get. In at 45 and a half. So I'm going to try to get out 40 and a half if it gets that far. We'll see. If we don't like it, we'll try to get out. It's looking decent. Oh crap, I should have put a stop loss. Break even maybe. Let's see what happens. Ooh, that is going against us a little bit here. I think I'll stop us out. Point above here. About there. I'm not exactly sure what just happened there because I had a order here that I thought got filled, but I'm showing no fills. So with the Apex trade copier, you set a leader account, and I just use a sim account for that, and then I can attach any of the PA accounts I want to it. So I attached 3 PA accounts to that, and I went short. I'm going to try this again. No, I'm going to bail on that. Anyway, what I attempted to do was go short right there at 43 and somehow didn't get filled. And as you can see, it took a little bit of heat, but not enough to worry about. And so that we would have wanted to get down to 38, which we did. So that would have been another 5-pointer right here. And this is all just user error on my part. And I'm starting to think that this live streaming is detrimental to trading. But I thought it was going to have the opposite effect. But those were 2 good trades. They're just basically pullbacks to the 9 EMA. And 2 good shorts for 5 points each, and screwed them both up somehow. But move on. So you see my balance is still $5.23 profit from this morning, just on a kind of a test trade on micros about 7 o'clock this morning. And then we had 2 beautiful setups, and we attempted to take both of them and blew them both somehow by not getting in time. Completely user error. But I suppose it could be worse. My user error could have resulted in massive losses. So anyway, if you're just joining us, I'm trading some PA accounts on today Apex. I also have some Bolinox PAs. Today we're just going to trade. We use the Apex trade copier. So today I've chosen 3 of the PAs that need a little help, and trading those together. This is the ES. I usually trade the 1 minute, but it was looking so disorganized. I flipped over to the 2000 tick, which also works very well. But you take a look at the 1 minute. It's looking a little better here, but this is where we switched over to the 2000 because this was just, I couldn't tell what the hell was going on. So go over to the 2000 and look how nice and clean this looks right here. So anyway, the 2 trades we missed out on were this guy here, 5 points. This guy here, 5 points. But anyway, we'll get better at this. I like the idea of the live streaming just because I feel like if people are watching, maybe I'll do fewer stupid things. Today it's turning out to be exactly the opposite. I'm fumbling around with my equipment because I'm trying to do the live stream at the same time, but I'll get better at it and the live stream will become more automatic. I won't have to think about it as much. To the 1 minute. So now this is looking like a decent trade to me to go in long. Well, typically you like to see a little bigger gap here, so I'm going to pass on that one too. I'm still trying to figure out what happened to that other trade. Well, this looks like we could get a short out of this. Off the 20 maybe. This 21 EMA here, we're getting pretty good rejection off of it. We could try a short off of that. I'd be looking to go short at 46 3/4. Now the other thing we could be looking for on this would be like a second entry short. Might be a little more, might be a little safer to wait for the second entry. Higher high. Let's see if a second entry sets up here. You know what's odd is I have two. Oh, that's the 1 minute. My mistake. Let's see. Yeah, see on the 2000 tick we're above the 21 EMA, and on the 1 minute we're below it. That's my 200. This wouldn't be an interesting short, wouldn't it? Doesn't follow any particular strategy other than a pivot point lining up with the 200 EMA. Might be a decent point of resistance to pick up a point. We also have a trend. Well, I don't know if I would trust that trend. I mean, we could draw a trend line here, like say from here to there, and see how that lines up. That lines up pretty good. Yeah, so that trend line does seem to be holding pretty good. Let's get rid of some of this stuff. This is all the VWAP stuff that I've used in the past. Let's get rid of these. We'll leave the VWAP, but we'll get rid of all those standard deviation ones. Those were all just like 1, 2, and 3 standard deviations off of VWAP. I'll leave VWAP just because it is an interesting line that ES and NQ seem to respond to. This looks like it's getting heavy. We could have taken the short, but in my defense, I didn't. I guess it's not much room there. Yeah, I'm not sure what's going on here. Getting a little bit choppy right in here. Let's wait and see what happens. I think I will take a shot at assuming it rejects this area here. Yeah, that's the 200. Yeah, if we get up there, I'm going to take a short, I think. What I'm hoping will happen is we'll get a little bit of overshoot, and then I'll get in on its way back. I'm a little bit aggravated by my performance, not by my reading of the market, but by my operating my tools here. Well, there's a lot of crap on my NQ chart, isn't there? I'll have to clean that up. I basically just like to see what the NASDAQ is doing. And you see it's mimicking the ES and vice versa pretty closely. I think if we break this, we're going to see a pretty good drop down to here, break 42, I think we're good down to 37. It's not much of a move, is it? Actually, I think if we break this low here, we could be, yeah, good down to a new low for the day. It's not that much though, is it? It's only 6 points. Yeah, we're just chopping. Hands firmly inserted below buttocks. All right, we're getting back up to that point where I was saying that possibly a good short. That is a counter trend trade, but it definitely is a high probability one. We didn't quite make it to that 200. Yeah, that's a nice 5-point move right there. Well, we could try this as a long. We're back here. See what the 1 minute looks like. Yeah, same deal. So much chop. I just don't think that I'm going to take this. On the 1 minute, there's almost no room in here. The 2000, we're showing a little bit of daylight. Yeah, I think I'll continue to hold off. I'm tempted to take this long. That would have been 49. It's immediately going against this, though. What do you think? We gonna go higher? We'll give it a shot. Did not get filled yet. All right, we're in this trade. Let's see if we can get out of it. I don't think we're going to get that far, so I'm going to say let's try to get around there somewhere. I'm not loving the way this is behaving here. There we go. That's nice. All right. What did we pick up out of that? We picked up well, we finally got the trade we were looking for. We didn't screw it up. Let me see, where did I get into that trade? Well, it looks like we made total of that was on multiple accounts, $208 per account. 3 accounts, we're up $630. Normally I would go for 5 points on that, but because we had this 200 sitting there, I didn't have any confidence in it going over that. So I stopped just short of this previous peak and below the 200 EMA. I thought about putting it all the way up at this pivot point, but a 200 is pretty strong resistance, and you see, actually I don't have my markers on here. Let's put some markers on here. Okay, so yeah, I think we did a good job. Well, obviously. So what was that point-wise? It was four and a quarter points. That's pretty good. And then we wouldn't have made our 5. Well, look at that. Oh, exactly 5 points, but it wouldn't have ticked through it. So that was pretty good. Now we could have held it. Oh, look at that. So this is realistically where it would have had to go to get our 5 points. Let's see if it makes it. But that half a point, yeah, look at that, ticked through it. So we would have got our 5 points. But I'll take the 4.5. I just was too nervous about this 200 EMA. And you can see that it's, let me get rid of this. You can see that it's still fighting it. It doesn't want to get through it. It did wick through it, but that's it. That was a decent trade. What gave me some confidence to go ahead and take this, even though, well, this did have pretty good pullback, but these bars are kind of big. But when I started to see these wicks here, it gave me the confidence to take the trade long. So we should have been up about 3 times this, because the 2 other trades that I tried to get into worked out perfectly for 5 points. So those would have been $750 each. So that would have been 15. We would have been over $2,000 on the day. Instead, we're only up $630. But I'm okay with that. We'll see what else we can get now. We'll live stream till about 11 Eastern time. That's about another 20 minutes or so. And again, this is our maiden voyage, very first live stream. And I'm hoping to get better at it as time goes by. I fully understand that I suck at it, but everything takes practice. And until I get more or any subscribers, it doesn't really matter anyway, does it? Does seem like it wants to go down. I think we've had like 3 hits on this top here up to 200 EMA. So you could say that this is a break and a new high. Now we're going to start reversing. Typically that's for the price action rules would call for, once we break, if this channel is accurate, which it looks pretty close, maybe this is a break and this is our new high, and now we start reversing. It does seem like a reversal pattern is starting to emerge here, but we have to be careful. What I do want to add on this chart, this is the 2000 tick. Let's add, oops, that's not it. Let's add another EMA here. And this one will be the 105, which I don't have on this particular chart. This must be the 105. Let's change this. Let's make this red. All right. That kind of gives me a barometer whether I should be more inclined to go long or short. Below it, I tend to want to go short. I'm more used to trading off of the 1 minute. But you see how disorganized the 5 minute is, and you go to 200, it's much more orderly. I'm getting much more information from the 2000 today. If you're getting any value from this stream, I appreciate it if you subscribe, like, and hit that bell icon if you want to be alerted whenever I go live or whenever I post new information. I'm hoping as time goes by, I'll add some other videos to describe my setup and maybe even some tutorials for things I've learned about NinjaTrader, which, by the way, is the platform that I'm trading on here. I have the lifetime license. Unfortunately, that's like $1,100. Sometimes you can get a little sale for $100 off or something, but it's if you're going to use NinjaTrader, you kind of have to. I shouldn't say that. There's a lot of tools and things that I like. You do get a free version of it when you sign up for Apex to use while you're trading with Apex. I've never used it to see if it has all the features. Like the most important feature is this, what they call the ATM, automatic trade management, where it automatically, you can set it up to for a take profit and a stop loss all with one click. If it doesn't have that, it really is wow, look at the reversal. That did not reverse as we thought. But we wouldn't have, well, we could have stayed with it. We were in right here, but it would have given us some heat, and that would have made me nervous. I would have gotten out because this to me looked like a reversal setup to go down. I did not anticipate this big move up. And now it's blown through everything, went all the way up to VWAP. Could make its way all the way up to the top of this channel now. But we did have a break, and of course now we have a new high, so we would anticipate this thing coming down. But you know, if we maybe adjust this a little bit, maybe it's something more like that, then this is our first break. This was not a break. You know, perhaps this was not a break. This is the first break. And of course, now we have a new high, and we've gone all the way to the top of the channel now. Boy, that's a heck of a trade. So another thing we can do is take a big move like this and apply some fibs to it. Let's say if this is the beginning of this move here, and wherever this stops, maybe we look for a 50% retracement. This thing's still going up. We haven't even gotten to the top of the move to even place the fibs yet. Now, if that turns out to be the high, maybe either here or here. Either pulls back to here or pulls back to the 50%. And then we take it long again? Maybe. What's nice about this one, which, depending on how you look at it, is the 38.2 or 61.8, is it's lining up kind of nice with the VWAP. Adjust this again. I don't know that I would have the confidence to take that trade, but it's something to consider at least. Because even the 50% gets us back to the 21 EMA. And then on top of that, if a second entry long were to materialize, then we're really talking. So let's see where this pulls back to. Even just my normal strategy of going long after a pullback to the 9, although typically I'll do that on the 1 minute, which would be down here somewhere. Only pulled back to about the first fib. Yeah, this is a pretty strong push up, boy. Lost our music. Stand by. Yeah, that didn't have much of a pullback. A little bit of an M pattern and then pull down. Or we just go into the moon here. Looks like we'll consolidate here for a little while, and then we'll have to wait for a breakout one way or the other, either up or down. No trades to be taken here. And usually I'll be stop my trading by 11 o'clock anyway, which is when the stream will end. But we'll see. Something might show up here. I'm trying to see if what is stopping it here. I guess there was some consolidation here. Yeah, it looks like maybe this peak somewhere's in here. But now what we might be seeing set up is this sort of little M setup. And down we go. At least for some retracement, we're still got these fibs up here. So we might be, if we pull back to this fib, that lines up nicely with the 21 EMA. Now we do have actually, if I'm looking at this correctly, yeah, that's not a terrible pullback. This is a nice bit of space, although typically what you like to see is a nice stair step down where each bar has a lower high, regressing back to this 9 EMA, and then we would take our long. This is a little sloppy and just sort of consolidating. Equilibrium, as they say. Similar number of buyers and sellers. Over to the side here, I have volume bars. And I don't see anything unusual here. It's just a normal amount of volume in this area. It is starting to build, so that would just mean because we have equilibrium that we're just building a lot of volume right in this very area. Just continuous buying and selling right in this area. Theoretically, that did break. We could have taken a chance long here, but it looks risky because, again, this did not pull back smoothly to this 9. I do think we are going up from here, though. Sorry about the music. I have to restart it, but I'm trying to pay attention to this in the meantime. I got the music is streaming from an old iPhone, and I forgot to plug it in, and the battery died. So you can see how great I am at this streaming. Very polished. Yeah, this is way too choppy for me. Well, frankly, it's too choppy for anybody. You really ought to stay out of this if you want my opinion, because you just don't know. I mean, when you have an equal amount of buyers and sellers, you're just going to get eaten alive. I mean, the only thing you could do is take a chance on buying at the bottom and selling at the top. 61. Yeah, there's a few. You could definitely pick up some points here, but at some point, this is going to break one way or the other. And my experience, it will be as soon as I take a long at the bottom, it will rip down. If I take a short at the top, it's going to rip up. I think we'll keep this going for about 5 more minutes. I don't think that we're going to see any more trades, but we'll watch what happens and we'll wrap it up. We've been going for, I don't know what time. Did we start at the open? Yeah, I think we started. Yeah, we started before the open. So we'll have a good hour and a half in here. And we made $630.79 after commissions. One good trade. There was a tiny little $6 trade that I took on micros early this morning at 8 Eastern, just to kind of test out my setup here. And it was good for 1.25. I usually go 1.25, and the quarter will pick up the commission on the micro, well, on anything, but the extra quarter picks up most of the commission. It's so weird that this phone is not charging more quickly. So I'm going to attempt to stream every morning at 9:20ish. If you subscribe and hit that bell icon, you'll know when I actually do go live. You'll be able to jump in. I hope you find some value to it. Again, don't judge everything by these first ones because I'm new to this and I anticipate getting a little better as time goes by. I hope. Wish my music would come back. I don't know why it's taken so long for that phone to come back to life. Well, one thing's for sure, we're going to end this stream without any further trades. But the way I look at it, if you can make $600 a day, I usually anticipate 245 trading days. That's $147,000 a year. And that's before 11 o'clock in the morning. The problem with that theory is, though, tomorrow you could lose $1,200. So that is the fundamental problem. And I think it's easily overcome by training yourself to keep your losers small and let your winners ride a bit. But you have to be smart too, because you can't just say, I want 5 points, I want 10 points, without any regard to the chart that's in front of you. And the reason we closed out that trade here was because we were running right up into the 200 EMA right here. Now, as it turns out, we could have just closed our eyes and we would have made a whole bunch of money here. Let's see what that would have been. Here's where we got in right here. And now we're up here. So that was a $900 trade per contract. And that was on 3 accounts. So it's $2,700. But the problem is that in the short term, you see that we got out, almost top ticked it, and it came all the way back down below our entry price. So you would have had to really just, just have confidence it was going up. And nothing here indicated to me we were going up. Maybe better traders would have seen this, but to me, this looked more like a reversal, because at the time I had this channel drawn a little bit differently, where I thought this was an overshoot here. And once we got to this new high, I thought we were going to be reversing. And obviously, that's exactly what didn't happen. Now it's just gone spastic here. It's just chopping. I'm sure a lot of longs got caught up in here, and that's why we're pulling back. I mean, that's why we're having such a nice drop here. Everybody here, when it broke out of this range, or this range here, we had some early longs go in, and they all got trapped, and down she came. Well, unfortunately, I don't think we're going to get the music back today, but that's okay. Tomorrow we will get it back. And I appreciate you watching. And again, don't judge everything by what happened today, because I hope to get better. But if I get more viewers and more people in the chat, then it'll be more interactive and it'll be more fun anyway. But anyway, join me again tomorrow at 9:20 Eastern, and we'll do it again for another hour and a half or so. All right. Thanks a lot, everybody, and I will see you tomorrow.